Hi everyone, thanks for joining me. Today, as you can see, we're out on the golf course and we're taking a look at how to play a moderate to thick lie in the rough, a scenario that we're all faced with. I'm going to give you a few simple things to focus on and a nice little process to help you to approach these shots. So this was actually a suggestion from Doug Madden on Instagram, so thank you Doug for a great suggestion for a video, a scenario we all end up in. And I find there's a simple process that you can approach this to help you manage your expectations and also just give you a better chance of hitting more successful shots and putting you in a better position following obviously this not being the best situation to be in on the golf course. Okay, so first thing I'm going to do whenever I arrive at my ball on the golf course is assess the lie and see what I've got to work with. And for as far as assessing the lie, for the past few years now, I was taught a simple 3-question approach by a fellow coach and professional, Paul Eels. And Paul's exceptional at what he does from a coaching standpoint, great player. And the 3 questions that he shared with me and a few of my students was that, is this ball going to come out of the lie fast or slow? Is it going to come out high or low? And is it going to come out with spin or with less spin than usual? So from this lie here, which I'll put up on the screen there, you can see I'm going to catch quite a bit of rough behind it. So it's going to come out slower than usual. It's going to come out lower than usual because I'm not going to get that spin, which was the 3rd question, that's going to help that ball get in the air and have that land angle to stop it nicely. So keeping that stuff in mind, let's have a look at what we've got up there now. So this is step 2. What are we trying to achieve from a result standpoint? And I'm just going to collect information. The pin is at 165, front edge is at 160, back edge is at 181. So I've got 16 yards to work with from the pin to the back edge, and short of the green, I can't run it up. So off this kind of lie, I'm always going to look at, can I land it short? Because obviously it's going to come out with less spin, it's going to come out lower. So I'm going to be looking at, okay, what's short? But here I can't do that. So I'm going to look at landing this more around the pin distance, 165, and doing whatever I can with my technique so that ball does stop. So I'm going to do whatever I can so to help it to have a softer land angle. I can't really do anything about the spin. I have no real control from a spin standpoint in this kind of position. So I'm going to just try and get a nice land angle. Okay, the pin is also tucked left, but the further you go right, there's a little downslope that's going to kick it off the back. So I can't really play too much towards the middle of the green. I've got to play almost at the pin and then just try and keep it just a touch right of the flag maybe I've got to work with there. Okay, so as far as technique, what can I do? First of all, I have to get good contact. So good contact from this situation, I'm going to have to be a little steeper so I get less grass. And I'm also going to want to make sure that face isn't turning over too much because the rough will grab it and close the face. And then I've got no chance of really getting that ball to get in the air and stop. So what I do from these situations from a visual standpoint, I'm always going to feel like I'm playing a hold shot. So it's going to go dead straight or maybe have a touch of fade. So from a setup standpoint in this situation, let me think here now. Looking at this, I want to start to just inside the left edge of the green, maybe a couple of yards, and then I'm going to set that face a little open. So I'm going to get my alignment. So I'm swinging almost like I'm trying to hit it on the left side of the green. I'm going to get that face a little open so it starts closer to the pin. I'm going to put the ball position back for that steeper angle. The reason I've got my stance open as well is also to accommodate for that back ball position. The more you hit down, the more the ball wants to start right. So I'm going to aim a little bit left and get that face just a touch open. And one thing just to keep in mind with lies in the rough is that players don't practice them enough. When you go to the range, so many players that hit off mats and they're hitting off fairway grass, that coming out and just practicing these shots, if you're on your own on the course or even on the edge of the range, if you can just drop a few lies and work on it a bit, it's going to help you to just be more successful when you're on the golf course. So let's keep this simple. I'm going to grip down a touch. That's going to help me hold the face. I'm going to keep the grip pressure a little firmer, particularly in this left hand, to make sure the rough doesn't grab the face and turn it over. I'm going to picture a hold shot, and when I'm picturing this shot out of the rough, I'm picturing a nice compact swing, making sure I cover it with this right side. This right side stays back, I'm going to flip it and it's going to get caught in the rough. Let's have a go at this one. Okay, line up just left of the pin, alignment left, ball back, just one ball. I've got this just ahead of centre there. I've got an 8 iron here, which is usually my 170 club. I'm just gonna, one thing not to forget here is you got to give it a good whack. Oh, I just stayed out left. I hit that really well though. It's going to be probably on the left fringe there. So really happy with that there. I thought just hitting down the amount, it was going to start a little bit more right, but it ended up just kind of going right where it was lined up, and I didn't get the cut. Sometimes you're not going to get the shape you're aiming for out of the rough because again, you're not going to get the spin that's typical as if you were off the fairway. But overall, really happy with the contact there. Doug, I hope that answers your questions there. From a club standpoint, my 8 typically goes, I can't remember if I mentioned it there, it typically goes 170. So what I did there was I basically gripped down a touch to make it go 165. The lie was going to take a bit off it from energy standpoint, so I just thumped it. So I just thought, I'm just going to hit it harder. But as I mentioned, take some of that stuff, try and find yourself some rough lies and kind of practice it, because it's just feel like everything else in the game. Once you practice it, you get a feel for it, you explore what's worked for you, and then you go on the course and you just have a better chance of hitting good shots.